The film opens with Jess at home with her autistic son, Tommy, in a house where every creak and whisper feels laden with dread. As she methodically cleans up after him, a sudden buzz at the front door shatters the silence. Venturing to investigate, she finds no one, only an unsettling void and a neighbor who insists he saw nothing. Later, Jess joins her friend Greg for a sailing trip on his boat, accompanied by Victor, Heather, and the couple Downey and Sally. Although Greg had invited her to bring Tommy along, a moment's hesitation leads her to claim he's at school. Out at sea, the wind mysteriously dies while an eerie electrical storm looms, its approach marked by unsettling static on the radio. An inexplicable transmission cuts through the interference, intensifying the sense of impending doom. The storm strikes with brutal force, capsizing the boat and dragging Heather into its tumultuous depths. When the chaos subsides, the survivors cling to the upturned vessel, their future as murky as the storm-racked sea. Suddenly, a vast, abandoned cruise ship drifts into view. Desperation forces them aboard, but its corridors and halls are shrouded in ghostly silence. As they wander, Jess is plagued by a bone-chilling déjà vu, especially when they uncover a set of car keys identical to the ones she possesses, a sign too sinister to ignore. Splitting up to search for answers, Jess is confronted by a bleeding Victor who lunges at her in a frenzied, murderous attack. Escaping narrowly, she hears a gunshot echo through the deserted ship. In the dim theater, she finds Greg lifeless, with Sally and Downey accusing her of the unthinkable. Before she can comprehend the horror, more gunshots ring out, claiming Sally and Downey. In pursuit of the unknown, Jess chases a masked figure armed with a shotgun, whose muffled words vanish into the dark as it plunges overboard into the abyss. Alone and reeling from the carnage, Jess retreats to a secluded cabin. Moments later, desperate shouts from off the vessel lure her to the edge, where she witnesses the overturned boat and spectral voices, one of them eerily resembling her own, pleading for rescue. A horrifying realization dawns on her: she is trapped in a relentless time loop, doomed to relive the nightmare each time the ship's inhabitants perish. The ship itself is a macabre archive of recurring tragedies. One area reveals a locket, once worn by Jess and containing her son's picture, suspended from a small grate, only to be surrounded by countless duplicates as if the horror has played out innumerable times. In another ghastly scene, while pursuing a wounded Sally, she finds a grotesque tableau of multiple, lifeless versions of Sally scattered about. Haunted by the terror of losing her son forever, Jess resolves to unravel the sequence of events by erasing everyone in her desperate bid for control. Adopting the mask and garb seen before, she confronts a mirror image of herself and, in a climactic struggle, tumbles over the side of the ship. Jess awakens on a desolate beach and makes her way back home, only to find herself at that same fateful morning when the nightmare began. This time, the long silent audio reveals a past Jess raging at Tommy in a fury of curses and screams. Slipping into the house, present Jess silently wields a hammer and brutally dispatches her past self, an act witnessed by Tommy, who is reassured that it was merely a bad dream. Steeling herself, Jess retrieves the locket from her former self and conceals the body in a black duffel bag in her car's trunk. Determined to alter fate, she drives Tommy to school, vowing that things will change. Yet, as they cruise along the ocean, a seagull collides with the windshield, splattering blood and ominous streaks. When Jess stops to dispose of the dead bird, she is met with a macabre sight, a pool of multiple dead seagulls, echoing the ship's repeated horrors. In a frantic bid to escape, Jess scrambles back to her car as Tommy panics over the gore-streaked windshield. In a moment of disorientation, she veers into oncoming traffic, colliding with a semi. In the aftermath, as Jess watches the catastrophic scene, with her and Tommy's lifeless bodies sprawled on the highway, a nearby taxi driver mutters that nothing can be done. With grim resolve, Jess orders the driver to take her back to the harbor, setting the stage for the cycle of terror to begin anew, as she vows to break free from this endless nightmare. If Jess is truly trapped in an endless time loop, do you think there's any way she could actually break free? Or is she doomed to repeat this cycle forever? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.